Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now today's video is very different from my usual video. It's very raw, it's very real, it's very uncut, and I'm just going to speak my mind. And I want to use this video mainly as a kind of open forum for you, the wrestling fans, the subscribers, the viewers of this channel. So you can just vent your frustration in the comment section, get down in the comment section, share your thoughts and opinions on what on earth is going on within WWE at the moment. Of course, linked to Vince McMahon, you know the rest, and what you think this means for the future of WWE, because it's definitely uncertain times. Oh God, that sounds like a pandemic era line, doesn't it? Apologies for that. Now, you know, on this channel, if you watch this channel, I like to be very, very positive. And you know how hard it was to be positive reviewing this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Like, it was so tough. I almost didn't put the video up because I was that ashamed of the product that WWE had put out. Now, up until night 2 of WrestleMania, WWE has been in safe hands with Triple H in charge of creative, and it is shown. It's been a breath of fresh air, the product. It's been exciting, there's been shocks, there's been returns, and guess what? There's been long-term storytelling, which we missed for so long under the Vince McMahon era, if you like, which now has returned, it seems. And so, understandably, fans are concerned. Now, I had this, like, bad feeling, this gut feeling on night 2 of WrestleMania in my head. I was like, this feels like a Vince McMahon show. And then when Raw hit, confirmation. Could you get any more evidence of that? The fact that we had Seth Rollins allegedly in the middle of the ring, and then during a commercial break, he's told that his segment has been cut. So it's a thing where a wrestler comes out to the ring, the fans sing his theme song, and he leaves. Allegedly, Bayley was cut for the show and Omos was replaced on that show. And this is not knocking Omos, but this is very, very Vince McMahon-esque. Inconsistency with the booking. Brock Lesnar again getting forced down our throats in the main event scene when that should have been that night. Roman Reigns' spotlight alongside Cody Rhodes, with Cody Rhodes getting some form of redemption. Now, yes, Roman got his moment to parade the belts, and deservedly so. But also at the same time, fans were very flat and feeling very bitter for what happened at WrestleMania. And then you just have Brock Lesnar destroy Cody. Now, from a storyline perspective, I like that moving forward. But that didn't have to happen the night after WrestleMania. Fans needed a little bit of a lift, and they were probably feeling quite flat at the end of that show. Women's matches allegedly getting pulled from the show as well isn't a good sign moving forward. And so, understandably, fans were frustrated and they vented their frustration. Hashtag fire Vince. Now, do I believe in slating a in his late 70s man that built WWE? No. But for the last decade or so, it's been time, for a long time now, for Vince to step aside. Just let Triple H do his job. Now, one thing concerns me moving forward. The superstars that have returned to WWE, because as much as Triple H has got a lot of things right, there are certain wrestlers that I don't believe since returning have been booked that great. You only need to look at the likes of Karrion Kross, Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed. He's not been back that long, and hopefully a feud with Bobby Lashley will pick things up, and we'll get onto Bobby Lashley in a moment. But Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, Emma, Tegan Knox, Io Sky and Dakota Kai, and Damage Control. I mean, say no more, the way they've been booked to lose so many times. You've got to understand the frustration there as a fan of a lot of those acts. Like, it hasn't been great. And if Vince is turning around and saying, well, hang on a minute, I kind of proved you right in certain aspects with certain superstars such as Karrion Kross. As a fan, I'm like, was it that hard to have Karrion Kross in a matchup against someone like Bray Wyatt? Scarlett and Karrion against Alexa and Bray would be better than either of those not showing at all. The fact that we didn't have current acts that are red hot on the WrestleMania card, maybe there was more of a Vince McMahon influence than we knew. We know he doesn't get on particularly well with LA Knight from previous, and LA Knight is so over it's ridiculous. To not have him in some spot at WrestleMania and to give us Shane McMahon as a B option is disgraceful, isn't it, really? The fact that Bobby Lashley was given the Battle Royal win over a spot at WrestleMania when that guy in his mid-40s puts people in their early 20s to shame. He's the only guy I know that has actually genetically gone backwards, looking better in his 40s than he did in his 20s. He's a unit. He works his nut off. He deserved to be at WrestleMania, and he wasn't. Remember that gap as well at the end of night 2 of WrestleMania before the Reigns-Rhodes matchup? It was mammoth, and you're telling me you couldn't have found time for a Lashley or an LA Knight. And that is without even talking about Bray Wyatt. I mean, what the heck? I definitely think there's way more to this than meets the eye. Obviously, I'm going to start off with the point that if Bray Wyatt is physically or mentally unwell, we wish him the best. We really do. Like, that is no joke. But I just don't think that is what it is. I think there's some creative backlash from both parties. And so you've got Vince McMahon going, well, hang on a minute, I told you so with Bray. I told you so with Karrion Kross, etc., etc. And that's what slightly concerns me. It's, at the end of the day, how it pays off at WrestleMania. And big superstars were not on the card. And some were on the card, like your Shane McMahon's, you know, doing his kneeing, when he really shouldn't have been there. And so, I, for one, I'm really glued to this next month within WWE, where it either goes one way or it goes the other. And let's not forget the obvious elephant in the room. AEW are not, in my opinion, a direct threat to WWE. Like, I love AEW, I watch AEW. It's not been the best over the last 6 months, but I enjoy the product nevertheless. I personally don't see it as direct competition with WWE from a financial standpoint, but as a wrestling fan, they're making moves in time with this. They've just signed Jay White when WWE dropped the ball there big time, and also they've just announced that they're going to be having All In at Wembley Stadium towards the back end of this year in the UK, and I'm 100% going to be there. So some big moves from AEW, and I'm not saying that that's going to straight away threaten WWE financially, but from a fan perspective, maybe more people start tuning into AEW if we see the Vince McMahon mold. I'll be honest with you, I would go straight to AEW over WWE when Vince McMahon was in charge, and it's been obviously quite the opposite through the Triple H era in charge of creative. So that's my only concern. There's so much to this. Of course, at the moment, we don't know. We just got to stay positive. But again, I just wanted to just get a completely raw video out there just to share my thoughts. I'm just genuinely concerned about the superstars that have returned. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate the support on this channel. It means the world. I'd be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you in the next one.